let me welcome everyone as Srijith is setting up and ready to go. So we did a show with Srijith at Indiaspora, I think during COVID, Sanjeev. Do you remember when it was?
Yes.
It 2020?
I think it was either 20 or 21. I can't remember, but I can remember people loving it and getting a lot of good feedback after it.
Right. And as everyone knows, Srijith is a Michelin 2-star chef, cut his teeth at the Taj Group, and was the chef at a hotel here in San Francisco called Taj Campton Place, which received 2 Michelin stars and was an amazing place. My family and I loved to go there, especially my daughters, where at every birthday we would go there, and Srijith would cook us an incredible vegetarian meal with, of course, the best wines and the best service. And later, I guess he decided to become an entrepreneur, and he collaborated with Aisha Tapar to create one of the best restaurants in the Bay Area, a lot of you may know, called Etan in Palo Alto. And then more recently decided to bring his cooking to the culinary capital of the world, which is San Francisco, where he and I live, right? Known for its Michelin star restaurants and great food, and open to tremendous acclaim his new restaurant called Copra, where I'm kind of act as open table for them because Resi, which they use, they're always full for several months. So everybody calls me for a reservation. I make a little commission, and then Srijith hosts them at the restaurant. So it's been fantastic. I've been there, I think, at least once every couple of weeks since it opened. Never get tired of the food. Exceptional food, getting rave reviews. So any of you from out of town who are visiting San Francisco, please go to Resi first. And if you don't get in, please text me as well. And we'll get you in for probably one of the most delightful meals that you'll find. So I want to welcome Sri. He's got something special in store for us that he's going to demonstrate. But Sri, before we start, how did you get into cooking? I mean, what made you become a chef? What drove you? What was your passion? Can you tell us a little bit more about that? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, Srijith. Welcome.
Thanks, Amar. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, and thanks for joining, everyone. Cooking almost been 22, 23 years now. It all started, I always enjoyed food and eating and stuff like that. Even today, I just go everywhere and eat everywhere for good food. But commercially cooking, and it all happened like a coincidence. I couldn't make it to the best engineering school, so I spent a year or so with the engineering, and then decided the school is not going to get me anywhere. Then I wrote entrance for hotel management school and just got through next year. I just got in, and I got interested in cooking, and then jumped to commercial. Those days, you don't have good restaurants in India. They're mostly hotels. So I started the hotel company called the Oberoi's, and then moved to Taj and spent a few years across the world. I never worked at Taj in India, but then I moved to Maldives, Middle East. Being a Malayali, you have to spend some time in Middle East, otherwise you don't get your Malayali passport. So then came to San Francisco. I spent time in Oxford, London, etc. And then came to San Francisco with this opportunity when Taj bought this Campton Place hotel. From there, I built a while I was at Campton, I built a small restaurant called Rasta in Burlingame, which I never put my name on it because I didn't have a green card at that point. So I had, and then over there also we got a star and stuff like that. So post that, I built a company with my business partner called Aisha Tapar, who's Nikesh Arora's wife, who's the CEO of Palo Alto Network. So then we are in process of building another one. Right now we have Etan in Palo Alto as well as Copra in San Francisco.
Awesome. And So you have more things planned, right? I mean, you're going to launch some more places. Are they going to be Indian or other cuisines, or what's?
Thanks. So I did also launch an English kind of concept in a little small town called Lodi near Sacramento. Very small little place. There's a new one in pipeline is for next year summer in Menlo Park. It's somewhere in June, July or so. We have some plan. We'll see.
Fantastic.
We'll see how it goes.
Fantastic. And Indian cooking is increasing in popularity across the US and across the world. So timing is great as well to kind of showcase differences in Indian cuisine. And now, particularly, I'm biased towards your cooking also because there are not as many South Indian restaurants as North Indian restaurants. So it's great to see the proliferation of South Indian restaurants, not just in San Francisco, but now in New York. You have Sema and Dhamka and all these South Indian flavors coming out as well, which offers the broad palette for everyone, right?
Yeah, long overdue. I mean, it's supposed to be that. I mean, at least 15 years ago, South Indian should have been at least as it is today, but it's too late, but not bad. I mean, actually, right now, we've even Michelin star restaurants, and Sema is a Michelin South Indian restaurant. So, yes, it's and plus the upscale South Indian places are also popping up, which is a good sign. Diaspora is also swelling. It's a lot of Indians in US, South Indians in US, and so it's all good.
Fantastic.
Probably that Major League Cricket or whatever it is, probably it'll get more popular.
Exactly. So Srijith, great to have you here, but you know, as they say, you have to sing for your supper. So we're going to make you cook for our delight. So if you don't mind telling us what you have in store and what you're going to do so that people here can watch you and then hopefully recreate that magic at their own homes as well. So I know it's holiday season, so we'd love to see what you have to share.
Sure. Hemant, this is Ashwin. I just sorry to interrupt. I just need like 30 seconds. So Srijith, Marthandam, do you remember me, Ashwin Marthandam, second standard?
Ashwin, you're my classmate, man.
Oh my God.
Hemant, you can't even believe this. I literally was born and raised until 10th grade in the southernmost part of India. I haven't met Srijith since my second grade. So I'm meeting him for the first time since probably like 35, like 40 years.
Oh my!
Ashwin and me are basically we are actually same town. We went to same school called Krishna School. Actually, what happened to you after this? Where are you all these days? I know I'm
in DC, friends with MR Sanjeev. So I saw your email with this, seeing that Srijith is like Michelin star. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't met him in 40. MR, can you believe what Indiaspora is doing? Like, getting friends after 40 years coming from a really remote village.
Wow. So no cake, guys. This is it. We're done.
This is truly the power of Indiaspora, you know, connecting people from second grade.
I know his last name. His name is Ashwin Bharat.
Yes.
And that also live.
That's fantastic. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, buddy. I'll ping with you later, but I'm not going to stop your story. Just please continue.
Yeah. Actually, in fact, it's very funny because a common friend of ours, Sabir, you know,
yes.
He actually once introed and we forgot. Sorry, I don't want to bug all these people with our story. Let's do the cake.
Okay, please go ahead.
Quick one.
This is part of the story.
There you go. Yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is part of the experience that we are getting today. So.
Oh my God, finally. Anyways, so I thought I'll do. Normally I do some cooking. This time I thought I'll make a little cake. Very simple. I don't know if you know. How many of you know? I don't know, but there's something called back in Kerala, in the part where me and Ashwin come from. A lot of Christian population right there. So we have something called a plum cake, mostly in Syrian Catholics as well as towards them. You know, simple, they call it plum cake or Christmas cake or fruit cake or whatever it is. So I, as a kid, we used to get invited to Christian homes. I was born in a Hindu family. So Christian homes, the only idea, I didn't care about Jesus Christ, when he was born, none of those things. all I cared was to make, because first of all, this is an expensive deal because you don't get to buy those things. I mean, we don't have access to buy and stuff like that. Those days, you can't just order over Amazon and get it delivered. So, anyways, so this was my thing. Whenever I get invited, the first thing I ask is, do they have that little cake with a tutti frutti in it? You know what I mean? So that's what we call it back home, tutti frutti, which is basically candied raw papayas. That's what it is. So this was my thing. So I always enjoyed it. And recently, when I was talking about to somebody, even people of our age and older, they all talk about this little, what is it called, a guilty pleasure of having this Christmas cake, plum cake. So I thought I'll make that. It's quick. I don't need any burner and stuff. I already made one for my family, and I thought I'll share it with you guys virtually, so I don't have to give you guys. So I can just show and eat it. All right. So I don't have today I don't have a camera fellow, so my wife is not here. Trying to do something. Okay, I got some stuff. Let me just intro you 1 moment. Can you see what I have here?
Yep.
Okay. I got pretty much very basic idea, but I'll show how to make it in case you want to make it today. The world of YouTube's, it's no big deal, but I'll just show you anyways. So quickly. So I have powdered sugar, just regular sugar powdered in a blender. I'll share the recipe if you like it, but otherwise it's okay. Some cashew, 3 eggs, some flour. I have some spice mix, basically a combination of cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, basically cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, yes. And you have a little bit of salt here, baking soda. I got some rum. Basically, I had some dry fruits here, which I soaked a month ago. The same liquid I soaked in, I just have that liquid here. A little bit of caramel, like 1 part to 1 part sugar and water reduced. Vanilla syrup or vanilla essence, you call it. Candied ginger. Lime for zesting. That's pretty much it. And some alcohol. I already added into this. That's pretty much it. Super simple. I'll show you how to make it. Amar, these eggs are vegetarian. These are like from a hen, which is actually grain fed. So you can eat these eggs.
All right. Nice.
Okay. Okay. It's a little cold over here, so I thought I'll warm up the butter. Turn it on. I'm going to throw in this butter for creaming. Always good to make larger quantities. Couple of recipes. This is one recipe. The smaller quantity is always harder to make because the machine is too big for that. Or rather, the mixture. Add a little bit of Butter is almost very kind of creamy. I'm going to add a little bit of that sugar little by little. Mix the entire thing.
Srijith, while you're doing that, I have a quick comment.
Good, right?
I'm also from Kerala, in Verma, and I have fond memories of consuming this time of the year. Whether you are in New Delhi or Mumbai, there is always a Malayali corner, a group of people who make this, savor it, and share
There
it,
you
right?
go.
And so it's fascinating to see you make it. Always have fond memories.
Yeah, it's actually, it's such a nostalgic thing, you know. You always want to, you never get bored of it. First of all, you only make once in a year. So the chances of getting bored is like almost not much.
And I bet
Well,
this is the only form of cake that is like only prevalent in Kerala, right?
that's good. That's good.
And people, like, if you haven't had this cake, you should try to taste this from southern Kerala. Along with, in these marriages, they serve a fruit wine. It's made of grapes, but it's very fruity.
Yeah.
Try that wine and this cake. It's so good. Don't miss it.
Yeah, actually, I have grown up eating this cake in Delhi. There used to be this bakery called Vengers, if any of you remember. They used to soak these nuts for months before the holidays.
And
And we
typically,
would,
you stock it this year for next year.
yeah, so we used to look forward, and I just can't tell you how much I'm craving this taste now. And I was in Kerala last year during the holidays, and this cake was everywhere, every store, every place. So
No.
this is like I'm going to make it.
Done.
Yeah, we will get you the recipe. We'll
Yeah,
get you the
absolutely. Michelin stars recipe I will have.
All right, it's getting it's nice and creamy right now. So I'm going to slowly add. Can you see this flour kept here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm actually going to add soda as well as what is it called? Spice mix into it. Yes, spread it down. Lost something. One egg at a time. We're making it one egg at a time.
Man, starting to look better and better.
There you go. Starting to look better and better.
That is.
Put of salt. Super. It might look little broken. Don't worry about it because there's flour coming in. So ignore that, especially since it is cold and stuff. It doesn't emulsify like you would want to emulsify. That's perfectly fine. All right. Okay, this guy here.
Mansi, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, I wanted to know. I couldn't see it. It's an entire egg, right, with the white and the yellow together.
Yeah, together, yes.
And I'm so sorry. What speed were you running the blender on?
You could do medium and then go into full.
Okay.
Yeah. It's no hard and fast rule because this is chances of this flopping and stuff like that is very
Low.
very low.
I wouldn't throw out
You really have
challenges
to
like
work-
that out to random chefs.
What is that?
I wouldn't throw out remarks like that to average chefs in general, that thanks of things, chance of things flopping. Hello. Quick question also on the pre-soaking. Those of us are a month behind on the soaking of the fruits. What do we do now?
Don't worry about it. Just soak it for 2 days.
That's fine? Okay.
Fine. And
Or
you can
we
always
just- or we
brush it
just
with some
come to
extra
you.
alcohol. Say it again?
Just come to you.
Oh, yeah. Anytime. It's funny that we were elementary school mates and now we are talking about Ashwin. All right. So just moving in. Can you see this bowl or no inside? Not yet, right?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Better.
Okay, this is good.
Yep.
Okay. Don't worry about it. It will be a little bit of a mix your bicarbonates and salt, everything in here so that you don't let it lump up in the liquid.
Sri, a question for you. So what you're doing now, kind of manually,
Yeah.
why put that in the blender itself? Just to
You could do, but only problem is if you're actually doing it, if you overdo it, it's going to make it like a bread because it forms gluten. You really want to mix your flour as less as possible because you could create gluten. It's AP flour, so basically it could create gluten there. So gluten formation for cake is not good.
Got
I'm going to add a little bit of your what is it called? Soaking liquid. So you can put the whole thing because I know the recipe here. A little bit of caramel. And now it will look a little.
Yum.
The good thing is alcohol makes it all really yum.
Was the soaking liquid rum?
I mixed up the whole thing. Whatever alcohol was lying out in my this thing, but preferably rum, yes.
Thank you.
Sri, a quick question. Like, I don't know when was the last we met, 2nd or 3rd grade, but you used to be crazy about flying. Did you
Flying?
add flying? Yeah, like you just talk about flying the whole time. Did you add any like aeroplane or helicopter stuff in your menu?
Some toys, yeah.
Do you remember our stories?
No, I don't. Remind me.
No,
Unless it is ugly.
not in a big crowd. Like probably in a private crowd, I will.
All right.
What did you just add, Sri?
Oh, sorry. The same thing. I had a little more of that. Added the caramel. The first part was soaking liquid. Second was caramel, which is 1 part to 1 part. Like for example, for one portion, I'll give you the recipe if you like making. So it's basically if you need to make that caramel syrup, 1/4 cup sugar to 1/4 cup water. Caramelize it, then add the hot water into it, and then boil it down to a final yield would be like 1/4 cup of caramel. That's what it is. Messed up this place. Okay, you see that batter has come together well? Like a kick batter situation here. Even though it felt like it was all kind of breaking and stuff, I would just mix two. No more mixing. Don't worry about it. So what I'm going to add now is mixed fruits. Like back home we call it tutti frutti. It's actually candied raw papaya. You got figs. I have some high chia persimmons, all dried fruit. Basically anything you can put, raisins, all kind of stuff. So there's a ratio for it. I can. Oh, sorry. See, let me tell you something. Do not add these dry fruits. I was about to add. Do not add these dry fruits straight into it. The best way to do it is add a little bit of flour into it. Just toss it so that the fruits don't sink. If you add, anyway, it's a very basic cake making 101 kind of a situation. So give me one moment. I actually finish my flour.
So Ashwin, I expect you to bake a cake and bring it to us next time.
Mine will be straight alcohol. Yeah, I will.
That's a good one. So, something like that, just toss it a little bit of flour. I would ideally take a teaspoon of flour from the flour before adding into it, so that you don't have to load up with more flour into it. I'm also going to add some candied ginger to it. Nice candied ginger. Toss it up nicely. And also some cashew nuts. All mixed up. And a teaspoon of vanilla. So that's pretty much it. Good to go.
Looks amazing.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So you started with dried fruit and soaked that in rum.
Yeah, you take, basically what you do is you just buy dry figs, some raisins, what is it called? Persimmons. You got in US, you get a lot of persimmons. So persimmons, dried persimmons, anything dry, anything you dry you like. Any fruits, like I wouldn't add any tropical stuff because it doesn't work very well. So anything which is the lines of raisin, figs, persimmon type of thing, and even dried apple works well. Cut them into small pieces, steep them. There's no measurement for alcohol. You could just put it in a container and just cover it up with some rum. That's enough. And to make it even better, when you're doing if you're doing a pound of fruits, I would add like 2 tablespoons of sugar with a tablespoon of caramelize it, like almost like dark brown, beyond amber, and add a little bit of water to it. Just make it a syrup and add to this rum mix. So that it just gives a little more sweetness to it. Also makes it more flavorsome. Keep it for, typically I'd make a box of it and just leave it for next year. That's what I do normally.
Perfect. Thank you.
You got this one ready. I already have a cake liner. Cake little tin ready to go. Just putting a little bit of a pan spray. You can buy any pan spray you can buy. Just I use this one. That's it. You don't have to do much. You don't have to do. Bake it for approximately an hour or so. And then 45 minutes, check it. Just use your regular technique of just use a cake tester or a little toothpick or so. Just make sure it is not wet inside. An hour at 350 Fahrenheit cooks it. That's pretty much it. I'll show you one which I made a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
That looks so good.
Hey, Srijith, I'm coming over to your house now.
You got it, sir. You're not very far from me.
I know.
So that's one of the pieces I think it's the best thing to do. Just showing you that soaking liquid. This is how I just soak it. I don't mind a little more of that maybe soaking thing.
So it's basically rum cake. They just call it plum cake, I guess, huh?
Not really. Rum cake is different, no?
No, I'm just kidding because there is so much nice looking.
You can always avoid. That's a different story.
Why?
Rum. I mean, you don't have to eat too much rum. So, yeah, yes. It's dense, it's rich, it's very decadent and very, what is it called? Feels like holiday. Good thing is you wear a couple of layers so nobody will notice those extra fat on us. You can eat this.
Hey, Srijith, I hate to say this, but my wife always says, don't trust a skinny chef.
I'm not skinny.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah, simple. As simple as you can get.
Absolutely looking delicious.
Ooh. There's a meme which is going on in reels, right? Looking like a wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I was going
like
to
a
say
wow.
that. I was going to say that, I just didn't. Looking like a wow, yeah.
Looking like a wow.
So elegant, so beautiful, looking like a wow.
Looking like a wow.
Srijith, will you make this at the restaurants for Christmas?
Yeah, we actually soaked it last year, and it should be on the menu next week at Etana and Cupra.
Okay. Wow. Nice. I got to come back and try this one.
Do. Please do. That's that.
Wow.
Is anyone going to make?
Amazing, guys.
Amazing, really great.
Amazing.
Really amazing. Yeah.
Happy holidays. That was great.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing this. Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this recipe.
So
We can't
not
even
like
compare when we make ours if it's close to original or not.
No, but the trick is to not eat it on the same day. I would just eat it after a few
Who can
weeks.
wait? Like, who can wait one day?
so not that I'm even going to attempt it because I'm not the baker in our house, but I do want to know, was that salted butter or unsalted?
Unsalted.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want
it's
to make
not-
sure I give the right instructions to whoever in my family plans to bake it.
We can do that.
We'll
It's easy.
get the
It's
recipe to you. We'll get the recipe over to all of you.
That'll be
Perfect.
great, Emma.
Yeah.
Very, very
That's
easy.
so
No
sweet.
problem.
Thank you.
No
Yeah,
problem.
that was the reason the husband was invited to the Zoom.
He's So any questions for Srijith? Any other questions? Comments?
Lovely meeting you, Srijith.
Likewise.
Thanks for doing this. And
Likewise.
MR, which part of the world are you in?
Uh,
I see your posts every day. Where are you right now?
I'm in San Francisco, right
Oh
next to
wow,
Srijith.
you're
Yeah.
home,
Yeah.
away from home.
Yes, I'm at home. I'm
Nice.
home. Wow, this is so this recipe will be available at Copra and Ethan soon, right? For the holidays
It should be the next week or so.
next week. So any of you Bay Area people going, make sure you eat it there.
Chef, I had a quick question if you have it.
Yeah.
So, you obviously made a very traditional recipe right now. It's something that I have also eaten growing up. But then I also know that in your restaurants, you innovate the dishes and you make something that is new age in a way. How do you go about thinking and conceptualizing these dishes when you think about them? How do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I do that for sure. I do that, but I've reduced doing too much to any dish these days as I've started getting a little older and wiser. I don't do too much to it, but I do it for a couple of reasons. One is to incorporate what is available in this town, because time and place and all these things matters a lot to me, where you are and which season you are, and all those things really matter, because it connects you back to sustainability, because you need to be sustainable. You don't want to import things far away from India every time, or from a place because you want to use a particular ingredient. You don't want to just use it. I mean, you can get it if it's not available in North Pole, it's available in South Pole. The only issue is you need to ship it in. Why do it? So you're living in California, you don't want to do that. You basically want to use what's available. So for example, in a place where sometimes a classic recipe which would ask for cauliflower, I wouldn't use that, because cauliflower is not at its best in summer. Because it's a fall, it's a cruciferous vegetable. It's available, it actually grows. The harvest actually happens in fall and winter when it is cold, even though it's available any season you can buy it. But so I try and just stick to. That's one reason why I do that. The other reason is also you also have to stand out from other restaurants and stuff like that. You don't want to be. I don't run. I run a little upscale restaurants. Most of them, all my restaurants are mostly upscale. You do want to be a little bit of a trendsetter too, for other people to follow. So those are a few reasons why I do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Plus, you also get bored. I can't stand the same thing over and over again.
Right. Thank you. That was so interesting to hear.
Any other questions?
Talking about trend setting, how you are obviously a trendsetter. I haven't seen too many Kerala or any other South Indian. There's another one in Chicago called Thatta, similar concept, I think, like yours. Where do you see this evolving from a palate point of view, like the average American? How are they responding to this sort of food?
Good question. I've been studying this for a long time, because I've been in San Francisco for almost 18 years now. So I've always noticed when I started Campton Place, first of all, I didn't own the place, or I didn't have any ownership there. So I did not have that much of freedom to do a lot. I was just an employee. So I at Campton Place, I was very worried and scared to do anything, which is because my clientele was almost 80% non-Indians. So it was very scary. But as in last 10 years or so, I've noticed something which is very good, as well as something interesting, because Indians, the locals come to Indian restaurant not to experience Americanized Indian food. They actually come to Indian restaurant to experience Indian food. So I learned that over last few years, because everyone is in the process of somehow making the Indian food Americanized to cater to their needs. But the fact is, they come to Indian restaurants because they want to experience Indian food. I mean, I'll give you, there are few restaurants which, few fast casual concept, they like it because if you're just going for a quick lunch and stuff like that kind of a restaurant, it's a different story. But it's a good dinner restaurants, they come to Indian restaurant to experience Indian food. So I started, that's when I started realizing, okay, now I need to step up. I cannot dilute it. I don't have to dilute it, because the reason why I dilute it is to make sure you don't lose out on the business. But right now it's actually good, because people are understanding it. People are traveling to India. A lot of enough Indian friends here. All kind of stuff. And our diaspora is also not like too small. It's quite a sizable people. Plus, yeah, that's that. So it's evolving. At the same time, it's also we can stick to the original format without messing around too much of flavor. Yeah.
Hey, Srijith, the other thing you talked about sustainability. And in that regard, I know you've been experimenting on things with mushrooms and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about what you're trying to do there and why?
Oh, mushroom, it's a little food startup. We call it food tech. It's all startup now. So me and my friend who actually did this little thing called Sempera Inc., which is Sempera Organics, which deals with mushrooms. And I invented something called, it's a funny name, Mamu, which is actually, if you read umami, opposite. Reverse. I take umami and read it reverse and take the I off. It becomes Mamu. It's kind of a funny play on a umami. It's an I don't want to call it alternative. It's a mushroom-based food source. I want to call it. It's quite comparable to any of these alt meat, alt protein situations. What's available in market, except I do not add all the unreadable stuff on the label. You'll not see that on the label, because starting from all kind of stuff, and I don't want to name those, because I don't know if somebody is somebody else in this group is associated with any of these companies. I don't want to offend them. So I try and keep it very simple, but yet the texture and taste is of almost like eating a regular protein. When I say protein, meat protein. Without adding any of those, with no gluten, no soy, none of those things. Not too much of any added additives, as well as almost no processing. So close to natural. That's what it is. So it is not. We're not selling it right now in retail. We will eventually, but right now we're doing it. We are at 24 restaurants right now, in between Bay Area and outside beyond Bay, and we've also signed up for many large hotels in Las Vegas. So it's starting to pick up some steam. And MR is actually invested.
How do you serve this at Copra? What form does it come in?
Oh yeah. At all my restaurants I have. So in Copra, we do something called a traditional Kerala cutlet. So we do cutlet using mamu, like little fried nuggets of stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's that.
Great.
That's the story.
Anything else? Or can I turn it over to Sanjeev? Any closing thoughts, Srijith, for the holidays?
No, I mean, we have some amazing restaurants in town. Do come and dine, enjoy. One best restaurant is Copra, the other one is Itan.
Yep.
I'm kidding. Happy holidays.
Actually,
Happy
Srijith,
holidays.
happy holidays. Actually, Srijith, you're not kidding. These are the ultimate restaurants. I've had the pleasure of being to both of them on more than one occasion, and it is just a blast. I mean, the food is incredible. What I loved today, Srijith, was how elaborate you are with your presentation and preparation, and yet how easygoing you are. You have just so much, fluidity in what you're doing, so much command. It's sort of like, I don't know, watching a poet or an artist, or it was just amazing. And I've eaten my dinner, but you made me hungry again.
Thank you. Big dosage of flattery. Thanks.
No, it was a lot of fun. It was incredible. This is the great thing about Indiaspora, right? That's why I enjoy working here. We're talking to a Michelin star chef one day. The next day we are talking to a philanthropist. Then we are talking to an entrepreneur. So all of you members, thanks so much for joining in and participating and diving in with your questions. And it was just so much fun having all of you. Hope you have a very, very healthy, safe, happy holiday season, and looking forward to seeing you on the other side of December. So in advance, happy holidays and happy New Year, everybody. Srijith, any last words you want to add?
No, I'll follow. I'll just take it further. I mean, it's happy holidays to all. If you're at any of my restaurants here in San Francisco or anywhere, just say hello to me. I'll be in one of them most of the times. So do say hello.
Will do. And a big thanks to the team as well who put it together, our Indiaspora team that I enjoy working with every day. Amita, thank you for doing this. Neha, and all the rest of my team members who are on the line. Have a great evening, everybody. And once again, happy holidays.
Thank you.